What's good? It's your boy Shay coming at you with another Big Brother update. As always, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this shit everywhere. And when we get to 500, we're over 400. When we get to 500, it's HOH robe time. Now, apparently from Twitter, your boy is on the block. But unfortunately for Twitter, your boy is going to be safe for yet another week. I'm in this bitch like, Paul, man. Y'all can't get rid of me. I've been having so much fun this week talking to just the amount of people that just won't admit I'm going to vote for Cody out of spite for Paul. If you would admit that, I wouldn't say shit. But no, you can't admit that. You got to try to make up excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. I had somebody jump into a conversation that I wasn't even having with them. I smack them all the way down. Then they told me to leave them alone. Hey, man, you can't change facts. Cody was a shitty player, and that's just that. Kevin's social game was better than Cody's gameplay. Because for how tough a competitor Cody was, how many HOHs did he win? Is it 1 or 2? Because when I try to give him credit for 2, when it hurts your argument, then all of a sudden, Jess was HOH. Cody wasn't the HOH, Jess was. Really? Really? In my Miz voice? Really? Really? Come on, man. That is your best excuse is, because the reason why I bring that up is because every time I have this discussion with somebody, the first thing out of their mouth is, Cody was the only one to go after Paul, and he wasn't scared of Paul, and he went out, he was the only person in the house to go after Paul. He tried to put Paul up one time in week 1. Mind you, Cody was never HOH again after week 1. But after week 1, he put Paul up. And then as soon as I replied to that, well, what about when Cody had HOH, the power of Veto, and the halting Hicks? Why didn't they put Paul up then? Why didn't he take? He's so tough. He's not scared of Paul. Who'd they get out? Ramses. Somebody even told me that it was Josh and Paul's fault that Jody didn't put up Paul. What kind of fucking sense does that even make? Stop giving Cody credit for shit he didn't do. He didn't do nothing. What was the difference? And let's just talk last week's in the house. What was the difference from Mark, Cody, and Alex last week in the house? And Kevin's, what he thought was his last week. Paul had all of the motherfuckers sitting in the room by themselves reading the Bible. These are facts. These are facts. Stop telling me that Cody was the only one that didn't play Paul's game. Paul wanted his ass out the house, and Paul made him quit. He quit. He quit. And now all of a sudden we celebrate. Well, he didn't want to play the game. So we're celebrating. We're going to give somebody an award from Big Brother for quitting Big Brother like a crybaby. Some of you motherfuckers that are complaining now were more mad about Matt like breaking the have-not rule. Oh, Big Brother should kick Matt out of the house. He doesn't even want to play the game no more. He doesn't even care. Cody quit too. Stop rewriting history. Stop making up bullshit. You can vote for Cody. First of all, I find it funny anyway. The votes are bullshit anyway. Do you believe that this voting system is credible when you can vote 20 times per day? My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. Fucking Cody stands, man. They everywhere. And they are so incoherent. Look, matter of fact, I want to read you a comment, okay? It's long, so bear with me, okay? He says, "You sound like Matt. And Matt is a complete clueless idiot who lacks intellect, humor, critical thinking skills. No offense. First of all, I love when people hit you with the no offense. You can't just say whatever you want, then hit no offense when you know you said some offensive shit. But we'll keep going. To explain why many of us love Cody is like having to explain what it means to be human or to have a sense of humor to Data, the android on Star Trek Next Gen. But I'll try to shed some light on your obviously limited ability to see things from different points of view. Cody represented many of us this season. We'd all love to do what he does when forced to be in a room full of people we despise, in-laws, friends, significant others, classmates, asshole coworkers, etc. It was cathartic and refreshing as hell to see him bring to life our own inner thoughts in actual words and action. Especially in the blatantly, shamelessly rigged for Paul's season. Inexcusable advantages, including bracelets that created instantaneous and almost mandatory immediate butt kissing, 3 weeks of immunity begotten by being the most familiar person to America at that point, and already having a huge fan base as a past player and celeb star status. In a house of mostly starstruck Big Brother fans who, of course, would fawn over him and hope it would get them airtime, safety, inside information, and a chance for self-promotion and bigger exposure later on once outside of the house. All of these insane advantages obviously inspired by major backlash CBS got last year from vitriolic fans who were babies that Paul lost to Nicole. Now back to Cody. Who wouldn't want to say, I don't like any of you, I don't have anything to say to you, to the faces of people we can't stand, especially the pricks on this season, and that can even include Cody if you happen to think he's a prick, and who we are forced to tolerate due to nonsensical, one-size-fits-all, Emily Post bullshit social etiquette norms. We've all been in those empty small talk situations where we'd rather be somewhere else. Cody had the opportunity, being in a game show environment, and balls to say, F that noise when in that kind of situation. It was hilarious in my opinion. The only real entertainment this season provided. Kevin, who's the same age as Brad Pitt, Robert Downey Jr., Jean-Claude Van Damme, Johnny Depp, Vince Neil, and Obama, but who has conned many into thinking he was a 1930s shoe-shining boy, was great at the start, taking that $25,000, being a do-whatever he wanted wild card, but became the biggest Paul minion of them all. And is still totally clueless that he was played and that losing every comp was one of the dumbest strategies of all time. Then again, he had no chance in any comp realistically because he was pretty bad at pretty much every single one of them. How a grown man let a spoiled rich kid punk boss him around and speak to him the way Kevin did was cringeworthy, and he never put a stop to that. He still thinks Paul is his buddy. Yeah, sure, Kevin was the nicest guy left at the end, and arguably the nicest guy in the house all season. I'd give that vote to Cameron myself. But that's really not saying much in a season of cretins, floaters, and clueless, self-embellishing storytellers. Love him or hate him, nobody can argue that there hasn't been anybody quite like Cody and BBUS. There have been plenty of Pauls, Kevins, Joshes, Jessicas, Ramseys, and others, but Cody did his completely own thing and never conformed to groupthink, and that's why we respect and love him. Not saying you have to like him at all. Likability is a subjective thing, but you might want to open your eyes at least as to why he's currently so high in the AFP polls and has been consistently at the top of many other polls for a very long time, even after eviction, especially after once people started to finally catch on to what we thought about the show. Peace. What the fuck are you talking about, first of all? Cody didn't throw no comps? He threw a comp. He threw one to Jessica. But let me guess, that's different. Him throwing it to Jessica was different. Just like when they put this video out today showing everybody, the video says tears are part of the Big Brother house. They show every single person in the cast cry, and then they go to Cody, and Cody says, I'm in the house with Big Brother 19 has the softest men on the cast ever. But they didn't show Cody cry, but he cried too. He cried in Jessica's arms. Why did he cry? Because he fucking lost. Oh, Mr. Tough Competitor, he lost and he went and cried just like every fucking body else did when they lost and it was time for them to go home. Table that for a second. So you are hyped that Cody came into the game and quit. That's what you wanted to see this year. You wanted to see somebody come in the house, see that Paul was running it. Instead of trying to take the power away from Paul, you just went in your room and sat there. And first of all, don't give me that shit about Cody some one of a kind. I saw a motherfucker talk more shit than Cody and win. Evil Dick went straight at everybody. He didn't hide from nobody, and he won that motherfucker. Did he not? And he took his daughter to the final two with him. Did he not do that? I don't remember Evil Dick being this so-called tough guy. Cody told somebody he didn't want to talk to him in a small talk situation. You only like that shit because you're a punk. Because if somebody's saying some shit to you that you don't like, you're not tough enough to tell them to shut up. And that's what you judge. The biggest loser. There's only one person that got evicted twice this year. There was one person that got evicted twice. His name was Cody Nixon. Him. He cried too. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to insult me like I don't know big words? First of all, don't talk. You don't have to talk down to me. Especially when you're not saying a bunch of anything. You can say a whole bunch of shit. You just wrote a 4-page thing that said nothing. You talking about how Kevin was cool until like Paul started bossing him around and shit. You kind of got that backwards. This is how it went. And let me ask you this. If Kevin was such a Paul minion, then why did Jody and them trust him enough to tell him about the halting X? Did you forget about that? Did you forget that if Jessica wouldn't have told the house that she had the halting hex, the only person in the house who would have knew besides Cody and herself was who? Kevin. Because Kevin's social game was so strong that he used that Boston shit to grow a connection with her, and that's how he got into their little circle. Because remember they got mad at Kevin for doing what? Not being Paul's minion and talking to Cody. Or did you forget that? See, you not watching the whole season. You not watching the feeds. You like Cody, fine. You want to vote for Cody, fine. You hate Paul, fine. Just keep it 100. Stop going these backdoor ways trying to tell me some shit that don't make no fucking sense. No sense. Cody never conformed to groupthink? What the fuck does that mean? This is Big Brother. Where was the groupthink? There was no groupthink, first of all. There was what Paul said, and you either went with Paul or you didn't. If Cody was, and then like I like when people's like, oh, well, Cody cried for Jess. He cried because of Jess, and so that's a real man. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of here, B. The fuck out of here. Are you serious? That's why he cried was for Jessica, and that's a man's man. But when everybody else cried, they punks. When Josh cried, he was a punk. When Cowboy cried, he was a punk. When Mark cried, he was a punk. Everybody in that fucking house cried. But when Cody did it, he was a man. Well, if he was doing such a manly gesture and shit, why the fuck didn't he leave first and let her go? Because let's not forget, when Cody left the first time, Jessica actually was rebuilding her game. Cody came right back in and fucked it up. Oh, Josh, you walling around here with your fat fucking body. Funny as shit. Funny, one of the funniest things I heard all season. Josh is in the final 3. But Paul did it. It was all because of Paul. You know one thing that Josh didn't do all season? He never quit. He cried a lot. He did what Paul said or whatever. He never quit. Cody lost that last competition that would have had him safe, and he quit. Who did he try to bargain with? Oh, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered who he tried to bargain with. They were all under Paul. That is a lame-ass excuse. That is an excuse. How did Evil Dick be even worse to the house guest than Cody was? Because Stop acting like Cody was just walking through the house checking people. Now, Cody, he moved through that house how he wanted to. If everybody was in the fucking kitchen partying and eating and shit, Cody came right out of that motherfucker and went in there, fixed him something to eat, sat down, ate his food right there like they weren't even there. Yeah, he did that shit, but Evil Dick walked through the fucking house and berated house guest after house guest after house guest and went on to win. So don't be trying to tell me that, oh, Cody was just so tough and that's why they kicked him out. Why did he quit the last week? Why'd he quit? Why the fuck did Cody quit? You can't answer that. And so for some reason, you're admiring somebody playing Big Brother, and this is the equivalent of a participation trophy. Oh yeah, Cody was in the game. He didn't really play the game. He just got in there and he didn't conform to groupthink, and he just stayed to himself and got his ass voted out twice. America's favorite player. America would want to vote for a fucking two-time loser. Out of spite. Keep it 100. You're voting out of spite for Cody. I've yet to hear one single motherfucker come to me with a concrete fact where I can go. And anybody who's ever talked to me on Twitter and these comments and stuff all year long, no. If you say something, I'm like, oh, well, I didn't think of it from that. I'll tell you straight up, oh, okay, that's actually a good point. I'm waiting for one good point as to why Cody is such a great player that stands out from everybody. Just because you scared when your in-laws are talking to you want to tell them to shut up, but you scared. Shit, man, if I don't want to talk to you, I'm not talking to you. I mean, that shit's funny that Cody did it. You know, he walked across the table. You know, that's real classy. You know, putting your feet on the table. He's a model man. You know what I mean? So that shit was funny though. It was funny. But you're telling me that it was cool for him to go into the Big Brother house, right? And do all of that shit at the cost of forfeiting $500,000. Let's talk about the fame. Cody didn't like fucking with people that, you know, they were in there just to try to get famous and they wanted to do their own thing, and Cody was about none of that. Jessica was just on The Bold and the Beautiful. She got the first gig. She got the first gig of anybody in the house. She got the first fucking gig of anybody in the house. But Cody's against all of that shit. See, you know why it's so hard to have this discussion with me? Is because I can separate my personal feelings from facts. Okay? See, when Cody, when the stuff was mentioned about like some of the shit Cody did, you know, and the whole thing about Paul was 100% correct. Paul did get all of that shit. But how come with Paul getting all that shit, the only person who gets to use that as an excuse is Cody? How come you not backing Mark up saying that? How come you not saying that Matt, oh, Matt didn't have no choice but to just lay up and fuck Raven because if he'd ever tried to take a shot at Paul, he was gone. How come Matt don't get that excuse? Raven don't get that excuse. I feel you, Raven. When you got a high IQ and your GPA is as high as Dan's, motherfuckers don't respect it. My GPA is Dan's. I'm a genius. Oh shit. Mark don't get to use it. Ramses don't get to use it. Dominique don't get to use it. Nobody gets to use it, but Cody gets like this golden parachute of excuses, all because he just let it be known he didn't like Paul, and that got him put out the fucking house. And y'all like, yes, that's my hero. He got evicted. He came back and he got his girl evicted, and then he got evicted again. That is how I love Big Brother to be played. It's not his fault that everybody now. Look, man, that's life. First of all, if anything is part of life with Big Brother, this shit is. when you come into a group of like 15 motherfuckers and you openly are like, fuck all of y'all, well, don't be surprised ain't none of them fucking with you. That's not even that tough of an idea. Like, I just don't get what the fuck we're talking about at this point. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Just say you're voting for Cody because you don't like Paul. Every person who's actually said that to me, ask them what I said to them. Respect. Respect. Because now it ain't even about... Because first of all, if y'all ain't been paying attention, Kevin's getting that shit. Oh, you weren't paying attention? Did you see Kevin's exit out of the house? The way he left was classy. He handled his whole week classy. And first of all, don't be trying to say Kevin wasn't aware. Kevin knew every motherfucking thing that was going on in that house. Could he act on everything? No. And Kevin even admitted. Cody never has admitted what his fault was. His whole fault was Paul did it. It was Paul. Paul was too tough. There was no way I could win. You do know the only reason Cody's still in jury is because he wants money. Oh. But I thought that was only the other house guest. Because why is Cody in jury? He hates them motherfuckers. He don't like anybody. He once Jessica left, he had no heart for this game. Why the fuck didn't he leave then? Megan left. Because Cody want that fucking money. He got to get his truck fixed. He said it himself. Cody wants that money. Oh, let me guess. But if he's staying, because he wants the money, right? Why ain't he just try to win the fucking game? Why ain't he just swallow his pride? That's what it boiled down to. Cody would not swallow his motherfucking pride. He wouldn't. And y'all can tell how hot this got me. I ain't got none of my shit in the corner. Ain't no bop. Ain't no Metro D. Ain't no title. It'll be all in the fucking... It'll be on the YouTube shit. Because this ain't really no update really about no show. Because the show last night was utter bullshit. Complete bullshit. If you follow me on Twitter, because I talk to a lot of y'all live while the show is going on, and that shit's fun as shit. If y'all talk to me on Twitter, what the fuck did I say? 2 minutes into the show, when I saw them sit down for dinner, what did I say? Spoiler alert, we're getting ready to watch them eat dinner and go over memories that were approved by production. CBS, you dropped the ball this season. Look, this is your fault, CBS. They won't admit it's because you put on such a shitty season. They just gonna say Cody was the better player. He wasn't one of Paul's minions, even though they didn't put him on the block for whatever reason. I keep saying it, but this is a fact, man. I don't have to keep... Until you can talk me off of why and give me a real good reason, I don't want to hear no bullshit about shit they thought. Because if they get that excuse about, well, they thought that Paul could have possibly had a power, then who the fuck else was supposed to do it? Why ain't you giving them the same excuse? But either way, one of the best parts of last night was... It kind of gave me the chills how fucking spot on right Dominique was. And if you go back to, it might be my first Big Brother video I did. I discussed how Alex lost the game that night. Dominique comes to help you, and you run and tell your HOH crew. She wanted to talk to the whole house, but instead of talk to the whole house, the HOH crew just wanted to talk to her, you know, Paul's minions. And that was the night that Alex officially came Mega Paul minion. Dominique told her, she didn't listen. And Dominique told, who was all in that room? It was like Mark, Elena, Jason, Alex, Paul. He told all of them. The only thing, Dominique was 100% right about every single thing except one thing. The one thing she said was Paul's going to leave sooner than later. But she was right when she looked at all of them and said, he is going to come after all of you. Hey, Mark, how'd you end up in the house? Elena, you was laid up with Paul. How'd you end up in the house? Jason, that was your guy. Hey, Matt, You in the jury house still rooting for him. Then the puppet master. Fuck. Goddamn puppet master, man. Dr. Will Kirby, sincerely, as your biggest Big Brother fan, I apologize for Raven's ignorance. I think it's disrespectful for Paul to call himself the puppet master. Would you call a grown man a puppet master if he was sitting around getting a bunch of low IQ people to do everything he say? Or let's not even say low IQ. Let's just say like 11-year-olds. Because that's how they all played the game. Like dude said, they were all on Paul's dick as soon as he got in the house. They all was part of Paul's hoes. All of them. Which makes me wonder why. Because I openly admit, Jody was never a part of Paul's hoes. Ever. Which makes me wonder why they didn't put him up when they had the chance. And then, when they first did it, I was like, okay, I get why you're not just going to straight put him up because XYZ. Fine. Fine. You had the veto. You had the veto. What can you do with the veto, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all motherfuckers been trying to backdoor Kevin for 2 months now, but backdooring Paul was never considered. And not even by Jody. And Ramsey's told them. Oh, you forgot? You forgot about that? Oh, yeah. Ramsey's told him, hey, Jody, the house isn't voting Josh out. They're going to vote me out. So if you don't take me off the block, I'm going home. But if you take me off a block, I'm going to vote for you. They had somebody strictly say that they were a vote for him. So I know you're going to go, well, the house would have never voted Paul out. The house would have never voted Paul out. Okay. Okay. Even with Ramsey's coming off the block, you take Ramsey's down, you put Paul up, Paul probably doesn't go home. But they wanted Josh to go home, right? Oh. So you mean to tell me that this final 3 could have been fucked up by Jody weeks ago? Cody for AFP. You motherfuckers kill me. Cody for AFP. Wait, here's my question. Get in the comments right now. Right now. If you take away the honey nut checks, waddling around with the fat fucking body, walking over the table, if you take away all of his non-Big Brother antics, what did Cody do? He won a battle back that was rigged in his favor. Oh no, Shay, that wasn't rigged in his... It wasn't rigged in his favor? It wasn't rigged? How was it rigged in his favor? Oh, yeah, my bad. I forgot. I thought y'all was just going to figure it out on y'all. It was clearly rigged in his favor by the fact that he played 2 games. He played that maze game with the pulley system. He played that. And he played a slingshot thing, which was obviously a super physical thing. Because if you go look at a picture, Cody had to pull it and lean all the way on the ground. Okay? And the pulley thing was heavy. Okay. That's subjective. I mean, that's objective. I don't really know if it was heavy or not. But you could look at it and tell it was heavy. I mean, if you want to deny that, cool, fine. I'll give you that. He beat Jillian and Dominique. Went to the last round with Cameron. Beat Cameron, who... Cameron choked. I know CBS was scared because Cameron was like well in the lead and then Cody came back. So how was it rigged in his favor? You just said he almost lost. So what happened after he beat Cameron? Okay, you're going to go against a house guest. You get to pick the game, which is going to be one of the 2 games you just played, except we'll alternate it a little bit. And they went against Paul. And he went against Paul, which it really didn't matter who he went against, because where was the clear advantage? He just got done playing the fucking game, and then the other person just walks in the backyard and has to play him, and he's already done it. And not only has he already done it, he's already won doing it. You don't see no advantage there? If Jess and Cody weren't Paul's minions, why just vote for Paul to play against Cody? Don't give me no bullshit like she did it because she know that Paul would lose to Cody. Well, y'all told me that Kevin is worse, so why didn't she vote for Kevin? You didn't think about that either, did you? Nah. I can go all night, ladies and gentlemen. I can go all night. Stop rewriting history. Cut that shit out, man. Kevin's gonna win AFP. First of all, and I'm saying this now, so I don't want no motherfuckers hit me like, oh, you just said that because your guy didn't win. Look, man, I told y'all I'm leaning towards Cameron anyway. But if you make me pick between Kevin and Cody, I'm going to pick the guy who's already secured more money than third place, who knew everything that was... His social game was airtight until Paul decided to throw him under the bus. We saw a cold-ass game move from Kevin last night that Cody would have never been able to pull off. Oh, you didn't see that? First of all, fuck you, All Access, because all we got to do last night is see shit that they cut off when we were watching it. Like, every fucking time this year, a fight would almost happen in the feeds. When that Mark fight happened, Mark and Josh, they cut the feeds off right when it got good. They did the same thing with that Kevin shit when they jumped on Kevin, and then they did it all year. So last night we get to see a fight that they cut out. The whole house is out there killing Kevin, and he left out of that fucking fight unscathed. And he lied like a motherfucker. Cody can't do that. Kevin lied like a motherfucker. He out there with Matt, talking to Matt by himself. Matt like the bitch he is. Remember, Miss, oh, I see what your core values are, Jason. I see what your core values are, motherfucker. Motherfucking Kevin tried to have a nice moment with motherfucking Matt. And then Matt turned around and went directly in the house. And he didn't even do it no slick way. He went straight in the house. Kevin was like, I heard you say something about me. So then when he come back out, Kevin was like, did you say something about me? You didn't say nothing about the 25,000. What does Mark say like a bitch? Or Matt say like a bitch? Because remember, what was Matt's problem with Cowboy? He said, I wasn't mad at the game move. I was mad that you were avoiding us and you didn't even want to talk to us and you lied to us. It's different then now. It's different now, right? What did Matt say? Well, in Big Brother, I can talk to anybody I want to talk to. AKA, I told. Matt, AKA 5-0, AKA informant, AKA I'm telling. That's Matt. Those are his core values. Throw his whole game away for a psychotic, delusional hypochondriac. Fucking puppet master. And so they all come outside and try to jump on Kevin. What was the first thing Paul said? Paul was like, well, what did you say to him? And Kevin was like, nice try, Paul. Nice try, Paul. You know, he's one of Paul's minions. You know, all of Paul's minions tell Paul the truth. Ask Alex, ask Jason, ask Christmas, ask Josh. Those are the real minions. Raven and Matt, they were minions by proxy because they didn't have nothing to go tell because they didn't do shit. They didn't do shit and have any conversation. They ain't had nothing to tell. But Kevin looked Paul right in the face and said, how could I know what he's talking about when I never said anything to him? Genius. Genius. So you don't even have me on record saying that. Raven comes out there, well, Matt said this, this, and this. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Matt. Raven's out here talking for you? Didn't you get on Cowboy for like that type of whole shit? Where are your core values, Matt? In that box of cereal like a fucking prize. You got some head, couple hand jobs, fucked a few times, ate 700 bowls of cereal, and went home. You could have. This is a cast of motherfuckers. Cody didn't deserve to be on the show. Matt didn't deserve to be on the show. Raven didn't deserve to be on the show. For sure. For sure. Cody did quit. He quit when shit didn't go that was crybaby shit. When shit didn't go his way, what did he do? He went and cried. Matt and Raven treated Big Brother like a fucking joke. Matt, when shit didn't go his way, remember Mr. Core Values? What did he do? I'm not eating. Fuck that. I'm taking a hot shower and I'm eating and all this shit. Stick to your core values. Meanwhile, Kevin took all his lumps like a fucking G. He was a have not eaten slop like everybody else. He had $25,000, went to the fucking Final Four. Don't you know how much money I'd have made if I'd have bet y'all that Kevin was going to the Final Four? See, just on paper. See, you want to look at physical and strength and body. Kevin was a better social player than Cody was physical. Kevin knew. You do know when Kevin went home the whole time he was telling Paul what? Hey, man, if I'm going home, man, just tell me I'm going home. Just tell me I'm going home. Paul had the veto, and he's just like, man, just tell me I'm going home. Paul didn't want to tell him that shit, and then Paul got in the shit and lied and was like, Christmas went rogue. Kevin already knew. Remember when Jason and Alex was on the block? Who was telling Jason and Alex that this ain't no plan to backdoor Kevin? This is a plan to get one of you out. Who told him that? Oh, yeah, Kevin. Mister, I'm just sitting around the house doing whatever Paul say. Kevin was keen to everything. He just was. He lied his way out of that backyard. Cody could have never did that. Cody would have shut down. I'm not talking about this. He would have shut down and ran in the room like a pussy. And those are facts. I got video evidence of him doing that more than once. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. How many times did Mark get blasted by the house over some shit for Cody? And Mr. Cody, who's so fucking tough, and he's just a model man, he's a tough guy. He let Mark go out there and get destroyed and lay in the room like, not my problem. Stop rewriting history. Stop it. Hit me up on Twitter. Oh, it ain't right there. You know my Twitter, @MetroD, METRODEE. And like this video, subscribe to the channel. Hey, man, we almost to 500. And hey, man, I ain't mad at nobody, man. This shit's all fun. I like to discuss this shit. Keep bringing it on. You keep me sharp. I want to learn from you, and you learn from me. That's how we supposed to do in America. And I know it's some of my fans in Canada. I see y'all up there. Trust me, I see my Canadians up there, man. Holla at your boy. If you let me stay at the crib for a little while, I'll try to get on BB Canada. You know what I mean? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably learn French. I don't know if I'm being the necessary French part of Canada, but you got to learn French anyway, or you'll look like an asshole. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Cody for AFP. I'm probably lying.